Alright, I'm here today to give you some tips and tricks on how to troubleshoot and maintain your ProAir 20 and ProAir 60 aeration system. So we have a little demo set up here, shortened version, kind of walk you through the steps. Both compressors operate very similarly. Starting up on land where this would actually be situated, if you're not getting air coming out of your diffusers, you're going to want to start your troubleshooting process up top. Right here is a valve system where the air is discharging off. What I recommend doing, taking a screwdriver, removing the little clamp here, and actually pulling off the hose and checking to see if the air is coming out. There you go. You can hear in this case, we got good air coming out of this one. You can do the same thing for the opposite one as well. Once you do that, you want to move down to the next spot in line. This is a check valve. So the check valve is going to allow the air to go one direction, towards the pond, towards the diffusers. What it's going to prevent is if this compressor goes off, water siphoning out of the pond back up and flooding your compressor. This can often be installed in the wrong orientation. So this right here is the check valve, what it looks like in the hose. What you want to do before you put it in, blow through it. That'll tell you which direction you should actually put the check valve in. Once you verify the check valve is in the proper orientation, then you move down to where the diffuser is. Now, you're typically going to have very little issues with this type of diffuser. It's a rubber EPDM membrane diffuser. It has tiny macroscopic pores all throughout it. It's not prone to clogging. So air comes down through here. If you get any scale buildup or any dirt or debris in this, the air pressure will actually expand the EPDM membrane on this. Those holes will actually open up and it will let loose whatever actually is in there. So there's very little maintenance with this. But you can do the same exact thing. Disconnect the worm gear clamp here, slide this off, and make sure that you're getting air all the way down to here and the tubing is not kinked along its run somewhere or something clogged in the tubing. Alright, let's rewind back. Let's pretend when we actually pulled the tubing off at the discharge of the compressor, we were getting very little or no air. A lot of times that'll indicate that the diaphragm inside this is worn out and not working. Real simple fix, we actually have diaphragm and air filter replacement kits. You just got to open this up and replace it. And it's almost like replacing tires in your car. Eventually that rubber will wear out and that'll affect the performance of it. How frequently you have to do this really depends on how hot of an environment it is, how dry, how dusty, just the wear and tear on the unit itself. But it's a real easy process. I'm going to run through it with you real quick so you can see for yourself. Remove the 4 screws from the compressor housing, then remove the top section of the compressor. Remove the 4 screws from the diaphragm cover and detach the diaphragm cover by pulling gently. Detach the silver plate, keeping the gasket in place. If damaged, replace the plastic diaphragm chamber. Loosen the screw in the center of the diaphragm assembly. Pry plastic diaphragm housing from the unit. Pry the 2 white plastic components free from each other. Install with a new rubber diaphragm, being sure to replace all components, including the thin washers. Once reassembled, reinstall plastic diaphragm housing into the compressor body. Attach screw to secure, then reinstall the remaining components. Hopefully these troubleshooting and maintenance steps help you out with the ProAir 20 and ProAir 60. If you're looking for the step-by-step instructions on how to replace a diaphragm, just go to the landing page for the ProAir 20 and ProAir 60 on the Aquascape website.